Oh my God, slop, damn, slop. Cubicle, I learn like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my slot ass slut, so I gotta keep willing. But so thirsty, gotta keep getting.
He didn't ask me. He didn't go like, "Hey, dude, let me keep it," and like we'll put them up here, and where are all the other ones?
Yeah.
So to showcase shit. No, he was just like, "Oh, it's really cool." Oh, he kept saying how cool he thought it was, And then he once said that it would look good up there and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it'll look good in my room too, and I just took that shit.
So
if it would have asked me, if it would have asked me, like, hey, let me put it up here, I would have said yeah.
I feel that.
But nah,
he tried to play, he tried to slight you on that. I don't know. I fuck with that.
Exactly. You just ask me, just ask me, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm an artist. That's what art is for.
Yeah.
Display it up there like a museum, You
just gotta do it the right way. It's like you can't approach. It's like art. Like you can't approach something and be like, "Yo, that painting would look really nice." You know what I mean?
Like, so buy it. Buy it, then it will look nice there, dude. Buy it.
It's like if somebody were to ever approach me like, your single sounds really dope. I'm like, okay, did you fucking purchase it, motherfucker? Like,
you want me to sing that shit right now for you, or what do you want me to do?
That shit is wild, bro.
Yeah,
that shit is wild.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome, Jonnie Bars, and everyone listening to us right now. We have a returning guest, one of my favorites ever. It's Jonnie Bars. What's up, Johnny?
Yeah.
How y'all living? Good to see
man.
y'all. Frank, you look like how I'm about to look. You look like how I'm about to look in a minute after I smoke.
Yeah. I'm just really tired. I just got back from the desert from 2 days of just filming and getting yelled at by people. It was fucking insane.
That's wild. I don't know about that.
Frank, do you just get yelled at everywhere you go?
Yeah, pretty much. That's my entire existence. Like, just people are just always yelling at me. But
just wherever you go, it's just whatever group of people you're with, you're just the one that
you
gets
pissing somebody off, bro.
Yeah, I'm always pissing somebody off. No, just out there, it's just really intense. Like, that's the thing is, like, everyone, like, it's all fun and games until the race starts, and then literally it's just all work. But it's super fun to watch, like, white people do really aggressive shit.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, it's cool.
I guess. Bro. I don't know. It wasn't that fun. It wasn't that fun when they were storming the Capitol, but
Yeah, well, not that kind of aggressive shit. I just meant like in a cage.
Yes, it was fun. It was actually
you know
fun
what? Some of those
you get to see, because like as minorities, we already get held at a disadvantage to where if we do the slightest thing around white people that like bothers them, they're calling the police or they're asking for a manager or they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to see that like unfold as to something that we already know, like white people just being aggressive, whether it's a Karen, you know what I mean, asking for a manager, or Kyle punching through a fucking wall or shooting up people for that matter.
And that was just Kyle's and Karen's all over the place.
Yeah, all together, bro. They had two black people in there. One wanted to take a picture. So like that just lets you know where their mindset was at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and I'm not gonna lie, some of those videos did make me laugh. And some of those, all the memes and stuff afterwards, like there was one where they were like scaling the side and they were falling, but there was like fun sound effects and stuff on it.
Yo, that person broke their back. The whole person broke their back trying to climb this gate.
Dude,
for no
I
reason.
saw one dude that had one of those grappling hooks. That was just like, what? Who brings that?
This is in Lord of the Rings? Like, you just see that shit out of nowhere? Like, who's coming to conquer us?
What
the bow and arrow and shit?
Yeah.
That shit is wild.
No, that's the crazy part.
He thinks he's Hawkeye from the Avengers.
Like, who has one of those? Like, besides
the worst Avenger.
Yeah.
Where do you practice? Where do you go to practice?
I don't even know where to buy one. Honestly,
to Capitol Hill. That's where you go. That's where he went to practice.
said, I just got this on Amazon.
Yeah, because he was not good at it.
Mine's from Wish. Like
that shit is wild. Yeah, Pablo, how you been through this bullshit?
Just like, it's been like ups and downs a lot, you know, like, but like I feel like I'm in a better mindset inward and personally than I was before. So like I've grown a lot. I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like a different person, honestly. I don't even drink anymore,
bro.
It just kind of happened, you know. And like now, last time I had a beer, like I didn't even finish it. I wasn't enjoying it, you know. So like it was not strict. It's not like strict that I don't drink, but like I don't even fuck with that anymore, you know.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Like, I've been doing a lot of things like that. That's like helping me a lot, you know. What's up with you? You've been staying occupied and shit, making music?
Yeah. I actually went through a period where I was drinking too, bro. I went through it in the past year. I wasn't able to. I wasn't inspired to do shit because of everything that was going on, and like feeling like a robot. You know what I mean? With like working every day, and then that was it.
Yeah.
You know, so like I got inspired towards the tail end of this year or last year, and like got a new project, a couple projects been working on, like getting cooked up, so that's been good. And like and just not fucking with people, you know what I mean? Like you guys are dope, you know what I mean? But like we don't know new friends, you know what I mean? Like as far as like,
pretty much it.
Like for the most part, like I only make room for genuine people and really dope, solid people, and everybody else, there's just no time for it. I literally cannot afford mentally, emotionally to invest in any of the bullshit or the cap that has been going on. So.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and I think that's I had a similar thing. And during this pandemic, because like it felt like everything was taken from me, like everything that I was doing and working towards and stuff, right? It was like, and then it's like, what do I do? Like, what's the point of anything?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then you start seeing like, no, it's gonna be fine, but it shows you that like, I know we're gonna be out of it eventually, you know, and I gotta make the most of that. So like you said, that's why you can't just fuck with anyone, you know. You can't just waste your time and stuff. Like now I feel like, okay, if I'm gonna do this shit, whether it's the podcast, stand up, all that creative shit that I want to do, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like I'm really gonna do it. I'm really gonna fucking commit, you know. That's fucking dope, bro. Frank, I know Frank's been doing a lot of different things too.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like before we had so much access to, whether it was stage time or access to people, you know, to spread our art. And I think when we get into like isolation and just realize like you have two choices: either you're gonna stay stagnant or you're gonna grow. And you know, I think all three of us have had that opportunity to grow. And I know, like, dude, a year from now, or like a year before from now, I felt kind of stagnant about some parts of my life, and I'm definitely been moving and getting shit going. So it's definitely nice to kind of grow out of that, you know, out of that problem we have.
Good for you, bro. Yeah, it's like you got to make a decision at some point to like make an effort to really move and get to where you need to be. And like a lot of the times, you know, I mean, like I get it, like, you know, TikTok, you know, OnlyFans hustle. There's certain things that like you can occupy your time with, but like people get so caught up into like the bullshit of certain things where it's just like, yo, like I like memes are funny, you know what I mean? Like I get it, like we need the internet for certain things and like comic relief, but like we also have shit to do, you know what I mean? And like people get away from that because of the pandemic, but also because at the end of the day, these people who are not really doing anything really didn't consider like what, like, I don't know. It's just like weird because like you can either continue to keep going and you'll find a way, or you'll stop going and find an excuse. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have been finding excuses. And it's like, yo, like a pandemic shouldn't stop you from perfecting your craft or taking a hobby up, reading a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit is crazy. So big ups to y'all because you guys are fucking moving. That's why I fuck with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we fuck with you, Johnny. You know that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
From the day I met you, it's like, oh, this guy's super chill. Like this is the type of people you want, you know?
Yeah, like I could definitely see myself smoking in a room with you guys, you know what I mean, for like a day, just doing wild shit. Well, probably hemp cigarettes for Frank. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we'll be out here.
Those were horrible, Frank.
Dude, I love those things. I don't give a fuck. I love those. You can fucking shit on them all you want.
I never saw you smoke them after that.
Oh, because they're expensive.
How much were they?
Yeah.
They were like $12 a pack.
Bruh.
That's what cigarettes. That's how much cigarettes are.
Yeah, dude. When I stopped smoking cigarettes, they were like $7 a pack, dog. Yeah. Okay, and even that was much.
Yeah,
nah.
They were getting up there.
American spirits were the most expensive when I was smoking cigarettes, like a couple years back, and they were like at least $10.
Yeah. So at least, yeah. No, I think they're like $12-13 now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I stopped smoking a while back too, but yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's just as like regular cigarettes.
Nah, hemps are probably like $30 now. Impressive,
dude. No, what when as being avid marijuana smokers, when they do federally legalize marijuana, do you guys think that marijuana is going to go up just as bad as cigarettes has?
No.
What do you mean?
Like, it's because the reason cigarettes are so expensive is because of the taxes and the demand, obviously. But like, once the climb in cigarettes really didn't go until they were taxable.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see your point. Yeah. I think that's very, very likely. I don't see why it wouldn't. And I think that would be one. I think for it to be able to be federally legalized, that will have to be a big part of it for, people that are standing, or the government, or whoever is standing to make money from it. It will have to nothing gets passed if it doesn't benefit rich people.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's honestly the sad truth. So if you tax it or whatever, and this is it's gonna bring in a lot of money. So that's gonna be for sure a part of it. If we want to get it, that's gonna have to be a compromise,
Yeah.
Like it's gonna get taxed a lot.
Yeah, well, it is gonna get taxed, but I also feel like, they do the same thing with cigarettes, where they do these commercials with these truth commercials, but the same people who are doing the truth commercials fucking are selling cigarettes.
Yeah, so it's like, cigarette companies that pay for that, right? Like,
it's wild. Like, there's not. It's different with CBD or THC though, because different things like healing, like it's a plant. So like, I don't like. Even though it's going to be federally taxed, I don't see a whole lot changing because people are growing now and people are still having their own clinics and shit now. Like, it gets taxed in certain places, but California is really, because we have the best weed.
Okay.
It's just like I don't know, because there's an abundance of it here and we can get it in different ways. There's not really a stress on whether like it starts getting like used for propaganda or just commercials and shit or not, like, because we're still gonna be able to we're still gonna have a weed man at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But that's a good thing to bring up, because like, motherfuckers is about to be tripping who you know what I mean, like when the taxes come around and they're just like, what, like I gotta pay like fucking $5 more for a fucking gram, you know what I mean, of weed. That shit was wild.
I wonder, like, how they're gonna manage growing once it's taxable. Like, because it's tobacco, you can grow a tobacco plant, but you don't have. You're gonna buy a humidifier room and fucking dry out each leaf, and like that's a fucking lot of work. I mean, you can do that. You still have to do just some process when you're growing it yourself, but it's not that bad. Yeah,
I feel that.
And also, I think we're gonna get like more hipster guys like doing weed.
It's gonna be like the 1970s again, where just motherfuckers is just out here just smoking and just like chilling and not caring about shit. That shit's gonna be wild. Well,
yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be good for people, for it
more
to be that
beneficial
much
than
more
cigarettes.
accessible. Yeah, yeah, for it to be that much more accessible and that much, available without so much like, cause like there's people that are like literally their only problem is like that it's illegal. You know,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
their only problem for a long time, and when you take that away, more people are gonna smoke, and I think it's gonna be good for everyone.
Yeah.
No, and I feel that. I just feel like also if they do that in turn, because like I have some issues with like that too, because the people who are also like legalizing weed and like wanting to get their hands on it for much like capitalism are
Mm-hmm.
also the ones who locked up people who were for petty weed charges, who were selling like
Right.
nickel bags and dimes. And Kamala Harris is actually one of them. Kamala
Yeah.
Harris, shouts out to her for like, you know what I mean, being the first Asian vice president and the first black vice president. But she was one of those people who were locking certain people, black people, up for petty weed charges. Then comes out on like the Breakfast Club like not too long ago, like a couple of years, maybe a year ago, talking about like, oh yeah, I smoke weed. Like, oh, okay, like
Yeah,
dope. So
because now,
like
because she
when you
knew what
want to
she was
free,
doing, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cultivating
she knew what
audience
she
for
was
herself.
doing.
this is wow.
These people are playing chess,
Mhm.
like, and they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I feel that.
that's
I
all,
feel
that's
that.
all she's been doing that whole time, like at the cost of people's lives and shit. But like, yeah, of course, it was time for her to embrace it now, because if not, people probably wouldn't like her as much,
Yeah.
if she
Nah,
wasn't
well,
doing things like that, you know.
well, if she really embraced it, she'll free them niggas. But that's just my take on it.
Yeah,
You know
if she,
what I mean?
yeah,
As far as
yeah,
the niggas that
yeah,
she locked up.
exactly,
But
exactly.
I put that in the song too. Like, there's just certain people. Everybody's corrupt and within the government. Everybody has their shit. So like,
Yeah,
Trump was just kind of like the boiling point of like, hey, like this is some pretty wild shit that's been going on, but like he doesn't help. Like this is
right,
crazy. We get
right.
banned out of being in certain countries. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, it was definitely. I mean, hopefully it doesn't get worse, but it was definitely, like you said, the boiling point. It was the tipping point. Like guys, look how terrible we are as a country.
Yeah.
This guy's up here,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like people like that really exist, like,
Yes. Yes. It's wild. Like that was evil. Like people really like we don't because we're in it right now, we don't really talk about the history, right? But like the closest thing to Hitler like is Donald Trump for sure. Like to
yeah,
create and incite chaos and like a different type of evil amongst people to want to storm the Capitol, to want
yeah,
to not wear a mask while people are dying during a pandemic. You know what I mean? Thinking it's
Yeah.
a hoax. Like that's some wild, wild shit. Like
it's definitely he's gonna be remembered one way or another. Like he made an impact. He made a huge impact that's gonna shape everything for decades.
yeah, I feel that.
It's gonna be it's a turning point, I think, in like the country or in history or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird to think that like in 20 years or however long it's going to take, probably longer than that, but one day kids are going to read about Donald Trump in a social studies book, as the president, like, and learn about that history.
And they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?"
Well, I wonder how that narrative is.
This for the what?
Like in the social study books like that we read growing up, did you ever really read about a bad president?
That's the thing
No.
too, right? It's like
that's why we have to do work and make sure that information doesn't just disappear. That's
why. It's like
yeah.
You look at like when we learn about Thanksgiving, right? Dude, when you're learning about Thanksgiving in school, it is the tamest version of that story.
Yeah,
like you learned that natives died or whatever, but it's not like as detailed as what it needs to be.
It's not the literal genocide that it was, you know, like
Well, the fact that we don't recognize it as a genocide is pretty crazy, or not recognize, but we don't like learn about it as a genocide is pretty insane.
Oh, it's because the people who have been running this, trying to be nice. The people who have been running this country have been controlling the narrative from media to what you want or what you read and what you learn about. The internet is the only thing that's been out of their control. So like with us growing up in a time where we got introduced to fucking Oregon Trail to now being able to like have a computer as a phone, you know what I mean, and grow through all that.
Yeah.
There's so much information that we've obtained to where we can be able to get certain things and get research and know about who's doing what. You know what I mean? And like, it's a blessing, but like at the same time, we just need to wait for a lot of these older people who have been running this country to die out, so that way it can make way for the new wave. And like we got people
and make sure that it's the right people up there, you know. Because I think people of color, we've had a problem with like not a lot of people vote, you know. Not a lot of people vote. We have been led to believe that like voting like doesn't matter, but like I think if this past election showed us anything, is that it does.
Yes.
You vote at a local level. Voting at a local level is like the best thing you can do, and it's like the best place to start. And nobody does that. So I think all of us.
Saying that. Yeah, thank you for saying that, bro.
Exactly. People just need to be more involved, and that's how change starts little by little. That's how you control what's gonna be in your kids' textbooks and shit. You know, what type of stuff, what their curriculum that they're teaching, because somebody's gonna be there that you like, that is going to represent your interest, and that's how it goes, and you keep that going all the way up.
Facts.
When's the last time people vote? I don't know who votes in local elections. Nobody even talks about those at all.
That's true.
You're right. There's a selective few depending on where you get your information from, but like you're right, like you have to, like voting for who runs the country is everything. But even with having Trump as a president, we learned that he doesn't really run who like does what in the States. He kind of just like gave it to whomever. So like we need to know, well, who's running the shit in the States? Okay, well then who's running shit in your city? Like you have to know what laws are being passed or what you can be able to do within your city so you can make that impact, so you can be able to make the change. But like it has to start with that. And some people don't know where to be able to start, don't have that, like, you know what I mean, source of information. Some people just don't want to do it, but it's just like it's there, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that you brought that up, Pablo. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, it's like people, like, you can vote for your sheriff, you know, like vote for your sheriff. That will be a huge impact.
You know, I wonder, like, the marketing that goes into that, right? Because I mean, this is the first year, at least, that I've noticed that Facebook or other social media were like, you could literally go there for how the election was doing. I can only hope that like continues, even for like small elections and like local things, just so we are keeping up on that information. Because I think that's where the disconnect is for a lot of people, is that the country's president, that information's everywhere. But unless you really go looking for that information for your local government, it's besides seeing signs on the side of the street, it's not really as in your face.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, I live in Montclair right now. I couldn't tell you the name of the mayor, honestly. I have no idea at all who the mayor in my city is, you know? So,
the only reason I know who the mayor of Temecula is because he had to step down last year because he said something stupid.
And he got canceled?
I forgot what exactly he said, but it was they had a BLM protest there the next day asking for him to resign because it was something to the effect of the George Floyd murder. And it was, I forget what he said, but he said something like way like what are you doing as a politician? Why would you say something like that? And then the next day he was at office.
Oh damn!
Like it's because like like the mayor of Temecula doesn't expect to have any heat on them, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like no one's watching what he says, you know, or that's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like when it was something that it was such a huge deal, like as much movement as we've seen that I've seen in my lifetime, you know, then that's why he didn't think he had that many eyes or ears listening to what he said, you know?
Yeah.
So he thought he could just get away with it. That's probably just how he talks, you know?
I mean, maybe
like,
it just sounds
like that all the time.
The way he said it, it did sound like he just kind of said it without thinking anything. Like he, you know, an idea popped in his head and he said something, but it was a big like, oh, why would like who would say that?
Just the fact that that's in his head, it's like,
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Why are you even thinking that? like,
yeah, but no,
yeah,
it was very outlandish.
You got to understand too, like when you're in that position or you have that position of power, even as a celebrity, like everyone's watching or somebody is always watching or paying attention. Like even with TMZ, they'll bring up some shit that just happened out of nowhere. And it's just like it could be from like months of like screenshots or shit. And it's just like, yo, like, I don't know. Some people just forget, like, you know what I mean? That like you're in a place where
and your shit's out there, you know?
Yeah, like you can't do certain things. Like this motherfucking Tiger Woods had 30 different fucking people that he was out here sleeping with on top of his wife. You know what I mean? Like, and that got out. Like you also like with the privileges that come with your power, you also have to understand that there comes sacrifice and that there comes some things that you just can't do that normal people could do and get away with, but you got to check yourself on. And like people don't be in this pandemic, people have not been checking themselves. So they get in this delusional state because they're not around anybody to check them, where they could just say or do whatever they want. And like we're in a sensitive state right now. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been dying and a lot of people have been feeling like they haven't been heard. So like you can't abuse that. You know what I mean? So like you just can't. Like that's why Trump got banned from all those like private entities. Like and don't get it confused. It's not like it's freedom of speech that got taken away. It's just like he was saying so much outlandish shit on social media that social media decided that they didn't want to fuck with him anymore. You know what I mean? And like,
and the thing is that people
get caught in those situations.
People complain like you said right now. It's not that his freedom of speech was repressed or anything, but the thing is that like your freedom of speech is only like from like persecution from the government and shit. Like it's not like from consequences of the stuff you say. There's always
on platforms.
You know? Like anyone that gets canceled, you know, because they said something shitty, it's not because don't blame it in a movement, don't blame it on things like that. Like no, people have access to everything you say now when you're putting it out there. And if you say something that we don't like so much that we don't want to fuck with you anymore, that's what happens.
Yeah,
that's just what happens. You know, that's not cancel culture's fault or anything. We just all decided that you're awful and we don't like you.
Yeah, like you're a shitty person.
No, you can still say whatever you want, dude, but you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. It's not consequence free. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequence. Which that's what a lot of people have a problem with, you know. Like, it's not freedom from consequences. It's not freedom from this fucking hands, right? So
exactly.
Either way,
exactly. Trump needs to get swung on. I just need to see it. I wouldn't do it, but I just
sometimes I feel like even like Mike Pence wanted to punch him sometimes, you know, like
bro.
Like, well, I'm sure towards the end, especially
Mike Pence.
I would have forgiven Mike Pence for everything if like in the last day he would have just swung at him. Like he was just so tired of him already, and he just boom checks him and knocks him down.
Like
he's forgiven. He's invited back to the carne asadas and the barbecues. Right? It's fine.
No, he's not. He was never there.
Well, he's now. He can come to one now. Right?
He can come to one. He can get a plate. I get you, Pablo.
He can get a plate. Sure. He can get a plate. You know. But he I can't believe no one did something like that.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
I feel
mean,
you.
with everything that was going on, you're right. I'm kind of surprised because even towards the end, when the Republicans were voting for the impeachment and things, there was only 11 of them that really were like,
That's
"Nah, this
nuts.
guy's getting out of control,"
Yeah.
and it
Yo,
kind of
isn't
tripped me
that
out that the whole
crazy?
Republican Party didn't just be like, "No, he's not with us," like. But
Isn't
there's
that
still a lot. Like
crazy?
he's moving to Florida now, and he's starting his own public political party in Florida now, which
Bro.
You know
like
what? That's the
is
perfect
crazy.
place for him,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
hopefully we could just forget about him. And
No, I feel like
Dude, it's not over.
well, yeah. I feel like George Zimmerman, the guy, is out in Florida too. Like, there's just certain things. Florida's a different. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna try to put y'all on game on Florida. Florida
all right,
is a different place. Have y'all ever seen Wild Things?
no,
No.
Okay, so Wild Things has Matt Damon and Denise Richards and Nev Campbell. It's a lot of murder and deceit and just like swamp and alligators. And I feel like Wild Things is Florida. Like, do you guys remember the Florida Gators in like 2000? Like, I think it was 2009 with like Tim Tebow leading the way.
yeah.
And like that, and that was one of the greatest teams in college football history. Do you know that at least it's like double digit and players on those teams, on that team at that time, was like either arrested or is arrested for crimes that they have done, whether it was rape, murder, like domestic violence, like all in Florida. Like Florida has the most like craziest. I don't know what laws get passed in Florida, but Florida is on some wild shit. Outside of Miami, I'm not trying to be anywhere near Florida.
Anyway,
That's what
hell
I've
no,
heard.
man.
I've heard that like outside of like the big cities, it is a different place, like altogether. But I mean, that you have alligators fucking everywhere. I don't know, man. It seems like a different world.
It's easy to
Florida
bury a
sucks,
body
okay?
with alligators, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Hell
saying.
yeah.
In Florida,
That's what I'm saying. That's the perfect place for a man like that to go and do like the stuff he wants to do. Like that's
well, I
like
think,
he can have Florida.
but that's the
It's
scary
fine.
part,
He
isn't
can
it?
just have it.
Dude, he's gonna start with Florida though, and then try to work his way up. Because, like you said, local government, local power. I don't doubt that Trump Jr. is gonna try to run for president and then fail.
Oh, definitely.
And then
He's
go
gonna try to
back
run
to
in the next
Florida
election
to try to gain local government power there,
Hey,
and
you
then
know
solidify
what? You know
themselves as
what?
like a political family.
You know
and start their
what?
own party.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely want to establish themselves as a political family. But you know what? What I just thought about right now. Junior is definitely gonna run for president, probably in the next election. Trump's gonna go start his own party or whatever, so he's gonna be a third party runner, and I don't think he's gonna win, but it's gonna be the most successful third party runner ever.
Oh yeah,
that
probably.
we've ever had.
Yeah,
He's gonna be the most like he's gonna be close. He might be close to the other people.
I feel that.
You know what, and I think that's very likely, and it scares the shit out of me.
I mean, nah, bro, because common sense is not that common, and we got a lot of stupid fucking people out here, bro.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes something like that to realize how many stupid fucking people, or how many people, not stupid fucking people, how many people are just held back. We got people who have Confederate flags from a war that was hundreds of years ago that they fucking lost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's still gonna be the people who are the Blue Lives Matter, who are the Trump supporters. You're still gonna have that continue to carry throughout the years. It's just that a lot of them are old people. You know what I mean? So like they're on their last years. You know, like it's not gonna be anything that's gonna be crazy. We have the information now. It's just a matter of what we do with it and what we do not allow going forward. Like we just got to create a whole change, and it does start with your community. You know what I mean? So like, fuck that bullshit. We are not. They can have all that in certain states like with the Confederate flags and the Trump support, like they can keep that, bro. Like we have what we have, and we're gonna continue to keep moving, knowing that what we have is stronger. You know what I mean? As far as our information and power, bro. Pablo, you look like a producer / rapper who's just like in the lab listening to Be Real, you know what I mean? And Alcoholics. You just in there getting inspo, bro. You just
listen to it. I'm just texting this guy back that's gonna start working with us.
You look like you're about to get your greatest, cook your greatest beat.
No, I'm just over here being a square.
Wait, Frank.
Yeah.
You say you do videos?
Yeah.
You shoot videos?
Yeah, I shoot videos.
How long you been doing that for again?
A little over a year that I've like done it like seriously, where like I put a lot of effort and like I upgrade all my equipment and everything. So, why, you trying to get a video down?
Bro, if you're down, we can run that.
Dude, yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm working on something with Jack right now. So, I'm out.
Bro, the Thought, what?
Yeah.
That
shout out to the Thought.
Yes,
we can figure some. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. He's another great human being.
Too. No, yeah, he's indefinitely he's a cool ass dude. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you want to do a video, I would be very happy to work with you on some kind of project or something.
You heard it here first.
Oh,
heard it here in Completely Useless. Coming soon. Yes. Coming soon.
Yeah, I need Frank to do a cameo
video from Jonnie Bars.
I need Frank. I need you to be a cameo. Do a cameo shot, puffing a cigar with a gold chain and a mink coat. Can you do that for me, Frank?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. We running this video.
Fuck.
All right.
But the coat, but no shirt under though.
What made you thought I was gonna wear a shirt under a mink coat, dog?
Yeah, no shirt under the coat. With the chains.
Bro. The hamburger meat, everything, bro. Just out here. Just gonna be like, yo, ladies adore me, please.
It'll be like remember those that old what was it? Damn, what was it? Those people with 50 Cent D12? And there was this chunky guy, right?
50 Cent wasn't in fucking D12.
No, but like there was a video where like that fool talks about how he was trying to get buff like 50 or something.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't a D12 video.
You know,
it was D12, right? And it's this fat guy, but like like that.
That's I'm not gonna lie, walking around like dude, me and Pablo went to LA Comic-Con 2 years ago, and I went as Nacho Libre and I walked around with my shirt off all day. And
bro,
let me tell you, it's not easy to do. That shit, I commend anybody who walks around with showing any part of their body like that all the time. Like, dude,
it takes a bold motherfucker to walk around in spandex, no shirt.
I think the only thing that kept me going was that like people like really dug the costume and like would like hyping me up. I think otherwise I would have hated it like halfway through.
No, Comic-Con is definitely a great place to be able to pull off something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you were walking down the street or if, bro, I'm like, who the fuck? Chancho, let me borrow some sweats.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, yo, what's up? Yeah. People will cross the street to avoid you, Frank.
Yeah.
If you were walking down the street like that, you know, dude, everybody would.
It was awkward. At one point, I had this girl. She walked up to me. She's like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you?" And with me and her boyfriend. And in front of her boyfriend, she looks at him. She's like, "Oh, can I pretend to lick your nipple?" And I was like,
bro,
like I'm about to get beat up by this dude right now.
Nah, man, you getting play. She about to shoot her shot.
Dude, I had your back. Frank, I had your back. What do you mean?
No, that's true.
Nobody. I'll beat that fool up dressed like Tina Belcher.
I know you were wearing a skirt, dude. Like, that would have been funny.
Yeah, I have full range of motion. What do you mean?
I forgot.
I have full range of motion.
Yeah,
I was dressed as Tina Belcher. Yeah,
dude, that would have been a viral video right there. Tina Belcher
beating up some guy. Yeah. Just some guy. What was he dressed as? Was he dressed as
they
something?
They weren't dressed as anything. They were just there.
Okay.
But it's still like it was a little
They
awkward.
Tina Belcher beating up some nerd.
Yeah.
They must have gotten into a fight before she asked that question.
Right.
That's so random.
Yeah.
I was like, where in the movie did he get his nipple licked? I'm trying to figure that out.
You know what though? I feel like they were into that type of shit because the guy took the picture and he was smiling.
Yeah.
You know, so
bro, that's borderline cuckold. That's
I think so.
You know, he did whisper in my ear before we left. He was like, "Give me your number." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
no, he didn't.
Imagine.
You get it from both sides. You get it both sides, Frank. You out here. They swinging, bro. They swinging. No costume. They had intentions on recruiting.
Yeah, right. I know. You know, the funniest thing that happened to me there that day that made me laugh the most was this dude lady. She had to have been like in her 40s. She was hot, and she's like, "Oh my god, can I take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Sure." She then hands her phone to her 13-year-old and says, "Take a picture of us." And he's like, "But mom, I want to go see SpongeBob." She's like, "No." Dude, I was like, dude, this is all kinds of fucking weird at this place.
She was there for her, right?
Yeah, for sure she was.
She probably works a lot, you know, like maybe she's a single mom. She works a lot, you know, to provide and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, no, if I want to take a picture with Nacho Libre, I'm going to take a picture with Nacho Libre, right?
She has fantasies of Jack Black, and that was the best thing to her, and she needed that right away.
Yeah.
Bro, SpongeBob can wait.
Yeah. You're out there doing God's work, Frank.
Bro, you were attracting more people than I imagined that you would be. That's wild.
What? It was wild.
It was nuts.
It was crazy.
I had to check him a couple of times because he was like acting snobby about it. He would start acting snobby about it and be like, "Bitch, calm down, right?" Like.
He told me like
you know this isn't real, right? I was like, you know this isn't real, right? Like,
y'all both being divas, y'all. Yeah. That shit is wild though. Good job, Frank. Way to go ahead and get your swinging interview pretty much.
Man. Yeah, man.
And you know what's crazy? It's crazy how long it's been now since it's been over a year.
And the only reason I haven't done another one is because we were getting ready to go to the last year's, and then everything got canceled.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. We're getting ready to do a lot of things. It sucks. But Johnny,
go ahead.
Do you? Is there anything you can tell us about your next project?
Yes, it is. There's no time frame on it, but it is something that's gonna be very enjoyable. It's gonna be something that's kind of like the project name is going to be You and I Versus or Universes. It's going to talk a little bit about certain things that have gone on, whether it's things that have been blessings in my life or things that have been burdens that I've carried. So like, it's gonna be really cool. Got producers from Jam Cam on there to Soul Dope. I have The Thought. Also, he produced a record and engineered a lot of the music too. So like, it's gonna be dope. It's refreshing because I haven't really dropped a project or done anything as far as music wise for myself since Planet Underground, and that was 2019. So it's gonna be very refreshing.
Cool. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Definitely.
Should we land this puppy or what?
Yeah, man. Let's call it.
Let's call it. Johnny, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a guest. Great time as always. I can't wait to hear the next album. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. Well, don't rush it. It's up to you. Up to you. No pressure, right? But I can't wait to hear it though. Thank you guys for listening every week. Frank, you got anything to add?
No, guys, just if it's your first time listening, please go check out our social media, Completely Useless on Facebook, or you can follow us at Completely Useless Podcast on Instagram.
Can't fuck with me like an angry cat. Need me a blunt and a godgirl scat. Black lipstick and a spider web. Look so cute when you're wearing all black. Girl, come see your bitch, that's on my lap.